And we're live. Hello, my loves. Welcome back to the Sacred Raven. We are live. I'm going to place our cards down for a second. Come off of my high seat, booster seat. And I'm going to ask how all of you are. It is the moon in Leo. That's right. The moon in Leo. New moon in Leo as well. It's a new moon, so this is a perfect opportunity for us to set our intentions to clear our energies with a beautiful spiritual bath, which I plan to take tonight as I think about things and contemplate about my life and how I want to move forward in this cycle into the future and reconsider who I think I am now. And I think a lot of us are asking these questions right now. Where are we at in our lives? Do we believe in the same things anymore? Do we have new values? Um, what are those values? And are you willing to come out as you are, right? Are you willing to take a stand for something, believe in something, find meaning for your life, come out of this feeling of being lost. So many people are lost. They don't feel like they've a purpose anymore, being in this dark night of the soul sort of place. And which honestly, I think can be a really good start for a spiritual awakening and coming into awareness of your life, where you're headed, how things might be able to change for the better, how you can really honestly do things for the better. I'm going to put a address here, but yeah, it really is a time to think about what do we want for the next 12 months. And not just the first 12 months. I mean, this is like a seeding time. But what do we want moving forward altogether? Because we're redefining ourselves. We're redefining who we thought we were, what we thought we wanted. We are developing new relationships. Many of our relationships are rekindling. They're taking on new meaning. They're taking on a new expression, just as we are expressing ourselves differently. So thank you for spending your time with me. For those of you that are just now coming in, we just began just a little over 3 minutes ago. So we'll see who comes in and joins us this evening. Tonight, I am doing mini readings for each of you. For those of you who don't often get the opportunity to purchase readings, I know they can be spendy. So I'm going to do readings for everyone for small donation, which I'm going to put the address in here. I've forgotten to do that. I was so excited to talk about the Leo, the Leo new moon, and doing the spiritual bath later tonight and setting intentions and making room for new energy, a new life, a new you. New you in a world that is changing and changing fast and needs a lot of you. because you have things that you've been through. You have ideas that need to be shared. It might need to be sharpened a little bit. It might need to be honed a little bit, but you have so much beauty to harness, so much love to share, and education, things that you've been through that maybe many others of us haven't been able to yet understand or have yet to experience ourselves. It's time to step up and be a leader for yourself in your life, to develop the love for yourself. Redefine your life, redefine what it is you want. Find your worth, find your value because you are valuable. This is the time to develop your magnetism, to pour yourself on us, share who you are, and not be afraid. Everybody has something beautiful and valuable to say. And there's no better time than under this Leo new moon to decide to set those moments in motion, to make those decisions, to honor yourself in that way. Redefine who you think you have been, rewriting your life story because it can be rewritten. We're not defined by these labels, we're not defined by our circumstances, not at all. We can create the life that we want to see. We can develop the relationships into the way we want them to go and watch ourselves grow and blossom. We really can. And that's the beauty. That's the beauty of things, not just right now, but just in life in general. So that's really exciting. I can see it happening. We are on a grand awakening right now on Earth. A lot of people are piercing through the veil of things, shattering the matrix of things, the matrix things in their personal lives and on the grander scale. And it's incredible. We're being called to be visionaries, to be way showers, seers, watchmen. And it's those of us that have the courage, even if we feel like, that baby cow, the calf, you know, it can't stand very firm and its legs all wobbly. Even if we feel like that coming out, it's okay, you know. So the Leo new moon is having many of us look at these things. We're beginning to see the truth in so many ways, truth about ourselves and our relationships, our families, how we've been made to think at things and to look at life. And so much of it has been, I don't want to say wrong, because I think whatever we have learned along the way has been incredibly valuable because it's brought us to where we're at today. But it hasn't been clear. And now this is a time where there's room for clarity and you can create a new vision for your life. We all can. We can do that together. Even if you've suffered for a long time and you've developed a lot of anger because of pains and losses, and I know what that is. I've lost a lot, more than my fair share. But I do have to say that it's made me the woman that I am. It's only strengthened my character. It's only strengthened the way I value life, the way I value people. It's only strengthened what I initially believe about life in the first place and the beauty of it, how special it is, right? So this is a time to plant those seeds. Take on a new version of yourself. Challenge yourself. Transform into the individual you've always wanted to be, right? What's stopping us? There's only one person in our way, and that is ourselves. It's learning how to love ourselves the right way. You know, maybe many of us may not have had the best parenting as we grew up. You know, if you're like me, you turn to the personal development gurus to be your parents. You know, you just would have this insatiable thirst for wisdom, for knowledge, for growth. And there's no better time than now, right? No better time than now. So we're going to pull some cards because I'm very excited and happy to see what they're going to pull up for us. I love the new moon because it leaves a door open for fresh new starts. You get a chance to do what you might have missed last time, right? You get a do-over. And right now with Leo, this is the perfect time to do those things like go back, take those dance classes you'd always wanted to do, or the ones that you had to stop because life was kind of in the way. To get back on stage and perform that song you had written. Do that spoken word. You know how Leo is. This is a great time front and center and have people notice you. To not hide, but to step up. Especially if you have had your life calling and you who listen and have the ears to hear and the eyes to see, know that life has been calling you for a while. This is the time. This is the moment. There's no better time than now. Get out there. Share. Share who you are. Share what you have learned. Mentor somebody. Get active in your community. Advocate for those that have nobody else, but you can step in. You know, tell those that you love them and how much they mean to you, how grateful you are that they're in your life. This is a time to be grateful, to stop and smell the roses, to really appreciate life. Because we have this one life. So at this new moon, this is a time to redefine our goals, redefine ourselves, revolutionize our lives. So I'm going to pull these cards for the collective until we get individuals who wish to possibly get their readings if they wish. I like to do this to pay back as a thanks and acknowledge my sweet friends, those who have supported me in my work. It gives me the opportunity to do what I love. So I'm going to do the readings, and for those that don't often who can't afford, a 3-card reading for 15 minutes at $30, you can get the same reading for a small donation. So I'm going to put the address to that in the description box. And it all counts to help build this spiritual practice and help me build my school for my sensitives. Okay, so I'm going to put the address in here. This is what I'm so excited about, this future that we all have. Building communities. For the first time in the history of the world, we're able to do such a thing. We're able to build ourselves and create ourselves in the ways that we can envision, right? We literally can rewrite the script. We don't have to accept any label. We don't have to accept anything that's in our way. We can be what it is we want to be. And we can show others the way as well, right? Our life has a purpose. It has a meaning. We have a soul purpose. And the spirit is out there and it's calling us. It's pulling at us. It's pulling at our hearts. It's asking us to open our hearts up, to share what it is you know, to share who you are, where you've come from, the beauties of your life, the beauties of you. Have people know what it is you've been through. There are so many people that it would save their life to hear your story. So it is a time to stand up. Become leaders in your own right. If even it's just in your own life, to be a shining example for those in your family, right? So I'm going to put the address in here for those that wish to make a donation for their readings. Let's see. PayPal me. I forgot that Ko-fi address. Well, let me see if I did it right. Okay. We've got, okay, Life is Calling, and then Ko-fi. Get it right here. Buy a cup of coffee. Coffee. There we go. Coffee. Okay. Pulling out these, I have. I've never watched the show, but I guess people are upset how the ending had went. God, what is the name of that show? I'll have to pull out the cards and share it with you guys. I've yet to use them, but they are beautiful. I got them at Barnes and Noble, and this one little young girl who happens to be a fan of the show is the one that talked me into buying the cards. So I'm kind of wanting to use them because I've yet to use them, even though I don't watch the show. But they are really cool. So what we're going to do is start out with the Goddess of the Moon Oracle. They give us they're great cards to begin with as a theme. So, woo, already. Fears. Like many of us are facing our fears. We're feeling tied up, all in our heads. Fears of making changes. Look at her. Look at that. But look at there. If only she would look up, she would see the light. But look, it's like she's a bird tied to a cage. Look at that. But if she were just to let go, she'd be free. This is what many of you are. There are changes that many of us had put on the back burner for the longest time because of the fears. We haven't been able to step up in the way that we have wanted to. But many of you are getting over them. And this is the time. This is the time. There's a divine timing is at work for many of us right about now in life. And we're going to be facing a huge and important cycle for the next 18 months. The next 7 years, in fact. Next 7 years. So we're looking at fear. What else? Spirit, what are we looking at as a collective during this Leo new moon? What have you got to tell us? Oh, 2 of them. So this is a of purification. Now, I know, I don't know if you guys watch Aluna Ash, but she was talking about an energy portal that we're entering. We're entering in some sort of 5-day energy purification phase, which is probably going to be, especially for a lot of us sensitives, of heightened time, but a perfect time to release any and all things that are toxic, especially within our systems. I think I'm going to do a 5-day water flush challenge at that time. I'll let you guys know. But this is about purity, and it's probably hard to see. Maybe you can't see, but you see that there's a person in the back. And it looks, she's in a stance a lot like the freedom card. She's blinded right here. She can't see. She can't see. But this is what it could be. This is what it can be. She needs to remember that she is protected. So the fear, there's no worries. As long as what she is doing is coming from a state of purity and from genuine love, there's no need to fear it. Because the divine is protecting us. We're protected like children. Look at that. For many of you, the hummingbird is an important spirit animal. Look out for that. And I'm going to say dragonfly. But Spirit is going to send you feathers as reminders that when you do fear, remember that you are protected, that Spirit is with you. Because you're being called to step up and be strong, to be a voice, to be an advocate, to be an ambassador. And only you know what, in what area, in what way, being a sword of truth, okay? For opening your heart and your mind to Spirit, because they have such a beautiful life planned out for you. But if only you would open up and set yourself free from all that binds, right? Learning your worth, getting away from these codependent, narcissistic relationships that you find yourself in over and over again that keep you imprisoned, that keep you down, that steal your inspiration for life, that steals the beauty, really, and it grays and washes things out. That spark. A lot of you have lost your spark. Don't let your fire burn out. Don't let those around you or the circumstances that you happen to find yourself in knock that fire out. Keep that passion in your heart burning. This next couple of weeks is an amazing time for igniting and reigniting passions and not fearing them. Look at that. I mean, it's that light inside. Look at her. She's hiding from, her head is down. She's unable to see it. If she would just look up, she's looking down. You can't see anything looking down, right? And the fear has you closed up. But if you would just open up and look up, you'd see that love is all around you. Look at her. She's blind right here. But in the back, where she's free from this, she's dancing in the snow. She's free. Her arms are out. She's wide open. This is how so many of us are feeling right now. And we don't have to. We don't have to. We're listening to that flesh, carnal part of us that keeps us small. Don't you know you're a child of God? Don't you know that you have incredible spiritual gifts that the universe was aware of in the womb? You were seen in the womb. They knew what you would do for the world, what you were capable of, the generations that you're going to bring into the world. Beginning with you, many beautiful things can happen. What we do now counts. The seeds that you plant counts because these actions go on and on. They reverberate. What we do now can be felt 6, 7 months down the line easily. This last lunar eclipse, that partial lunar eclipse, is a prime example. And that happened on a full moon. That just only increased the intensity of that full moon 12-fold. And so I hope you're doing right by you and right by those in your life and right by your human family and doing what it is you were born to do, doing what it is that's written inside of you like a piece of music, because you are a piece of music. You are one note among many that is an overall grander orchestra that's being played in the one song, the universe. This is what our themes are that we're dealing with right now under this new moon over the next few weeks. You needing to remember that you are protected, that the spirit, that active holy force, it's all around, that pure force, pure spirit is everywhere. And it's rooting for you to come out of your fears and be who it is you're supposed to be. Be the leader you're being called to be. Be the nurturer, the provider, the teacher that you were called to be. It's time that we step up in our lives. It's time that we clean up the mess that we've allowed to be made. Many of us in a daze, really, just sort of living hand to mouth, day to day, allowing the wrong kinds of people in. And many of us have lost hope. But it's not too late. You can revolutionize everything. Everything. Starting right now. Right now. You can be what it is you want to be. You can be the person you've always dreamed of. Ask yourself what it is that drives you. Where do your passions lie? What do you stand for? Not what you stand against. What do you stand for? What are your values? What values are the things that you hold within your core? What is the truth of you? Really listen. Many of you are going to find that out. And for some, it's going to hit you like a ton of bricks. For others, it's going to be more of a unfolding process. It's going to come a little slower. But for a lot of you, it's going to come flying in. Now let's get some more cards. So we've got, that was the Goddess of the Moon. Let's take from the Energy Oracle. Let's see what we've got here. This is all about our purpose. We got to ask ourselves, what have we been doing with ourselves all this time? What are we going to do moving forward? That makes sense. I think a lot of us, we don't do so because we worry about things like, well, if I leave this nice cushy corporate spot, what am I going to do if I journey out toward this so-called purpose? You worry about your finances, the financial constraints. Some of you are going through some really hard financial constraints. Therefore, make your way out of it. There's a life that's trying to call you in, but we fear it. It's time to make that journey forward. It's time that you be the you you're supposed to be, genuine and authentic in their most real sense, in the most powerful sense. Why is it taking this long? You're going to have to fall in love with yourself all over again, if only for the first time ever. That's where you're at. It's time to get out of your comfort zone and walk out of the garden, open that door, that gate, and step out into the big, beautiful world. Just standing there and looking yonder and wishing and hoping that things will change. It's not going to do a thing. It's not. Spirit is asking you to make that leap. Take that risk. You have to trust. You have to find trust in yourself, in your inner guidance, in that intuition that's been calling to you. Those dreams in which Spirit has been actively talking to you. There's no time for you to put it off anymore. Because if you don't do it now, you might not have the next opportunity. This is why there's so many people being called right now to just take that first step. You don't have to know everything all at once. You just have to know what the next step is. That's all. It's time. Step out of the garden. Time to journey out. Spirit, what more have you got to share with us? I know life could be scary like that. Ooh. I can see the card already. Dun, da, da, da. The world is your oyster. Spirit has been waiting for you to make your move. Some have heard. Some of you have heard and you started. But others of you have yet to do so. You've been going back and forth in your minds. Just like I put it back. Oh, here we go. But just like we saw here. Look at that. She's holding on to those. She's the one holding on to the birds. They're trying to get the hell out of there. But she's keeping them down. And look, she won't even look up at the light. That's that light, that spirit. You have the world before you. The world is yours, but you have to make the moves. You have to journey. You have to take that journey. Pack your bags to say, to hell with whatever financial constraints or whatever constraints you think financially you might have, right? They want you to take a step, go out those garden gates, so to speak, that you've been holding yourself kind of captive in and sort of sheltering yourself away. Look, it's like a form of protecting yourself, but all you're really doing is keeping yourself from the very love, from the very things that you want for your life. And it's not just about you. In many ways, this is bigger than you. This is why Spirit is working so hard to actively call us. And it is hard because there's so much going on that we're so distracted and we're so bombarded. The noise is loud. But if you can filter out the noise, if you can find a way in which you can get centered and mindful for just a few moments, that you'll hear that call. You'll get that sense. You'll feel it in your body. Well, this new moon in Leo, this next couple weeks, it's going to come calling harder than it ever did before. All those fears, the fears of feeling like you can't leave so-and-so, or you can't walk out of that job, or you can't do this or that. It's got to go because Spirit has a life prepared for you. You have to make those moves. You have to take that journey. This is you after you've decided to walk out of those gates. And right away they say, the world is yours. Some people are having a really hard time understanding that. And some just don't understand just how big and important the life that's set before them, the road that they're about to walk on actually is. Because it's not just about you. You are a vessel for something so much more important than you know. That's why your value, your self-worth, your self-love is so important. Because it starts with you. It starts with you. Listen to the call. I would spend time over the next couple weeks having those, when the sun goes down, it's summertime, so we have the long days, those late night evenings. Porch or go for those walks. I mean, really through the feel the wind and listen to your body. Just feel. The next couple weeks are it's detrimental what you start to seed. This, like I said, for the next 18 months, what it is we do now. What do you believe about yourself? What do you believe about your life? What do you believe about the relationships that you're in? And are they good for you? What steps are you going to take moving forward from here? How are you going to redefine yourself? How do you define your life? How do you define the success in your life? What is going to give you the emotional fulfillment that you keep going round and round and round looking for? You keep asking for, but you're not listening to because of the fear. Take the leap. Let's get more. Okay, Spirit. I love the energy oracle. I swear. And some of you guys, something really is happening energetically. I mean, I've been paying very close attention to it, monitoring it like crazy. And I can tell it's almost like time is moving not only faster, but something in the air about the energy feels higher. Like I could sleep 4 hours and wake up feeling completely rested. For some reason, colors are sharper than ever these days, the last week or two. There's sometimes this sense of euphoria. But I know many of us, though, a lot of us sensitive. Ooh, okay. This one popped up like popcorn. This is what we're after. This is what blossoming abundance. It's on its way. It's on its way. But there's things that you have to leave behind. And a lot of them are rooted in those fears. Some of you are tied to relationships that you're really afraid to leave. Some of you have relationships that you're really scared to open up to. You're scared to start. And for good reason, because you've had a past so good. But this is a new time, you guys. A lot of things are being revealed. A lot. A lot. A lot of truth is happening. Lies are being shattered. The veil is being pierced. And it's only the handful of us that are walking that very narrow path, looking like crazy people to the rest of the world. Although that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Because that's why you're being asked to step up and lead and show what it looks like when you walk in spirit, free and happy, the emotional fulfillment, free to open your heart and share your heart with the ones that you love, free to get that relationship and be ready for it, without the games, without the pettiness, without all the toxicity, free to begin a love affair with yourself, probably for the first time in your entire life, and understand what you are worth, the value you hold, and why the rest of us need you. All of us are going through a metamorphosis right now. It's important that you understand that blessings, but you have to accept. Open your hearts. The world is yours. Take the journey. Step out of those gates, out of your comfort zone. Stop dreaming about what it is you want. Go get it. This Leo moon is the start. This new moon is about new things, new intentions. Look up. Come out of the fear. It's self-imposed. We can lie to ourselves so bad. Because it's scary. Uh, and what what does Archangel Raphael say? Look at that. What's lit up? The heart. This is about opening that heart space. Allowing yourself to really feel something that you have not allowed yourself to feel for the longest time, or to experience ever. It's time to show yourself that love. For some of you, it's about just lighten up. Allow that inner child to roam free, to go explore and really go after the things that you want in your life for the first freaking time, and not have to worry what society says, what your family says, what your friends say, what all of these people say, and they're the talking heads and the bullshit. Because it's all bullshit. The only thing that is real, the only thing that is really real, is what you're hearing from spirit. All these years and all that suffering, all that shit you went through has brought you here to now. This is the crossroads that you're at. This is going to make or break you. But you have to come out of this. You got to open your heart and ask Ask for the archangel's help. Ask for Archangel Raphael's help to open up your heart. Oh, wow. Ooh. Deception. I was just talking about this just a second ago. Not deceive ourselves. We like to do that, don't we? Certainly don't allow another person to do this. If you're in a relationship where this is happening, you have got to get out. And a whole lot of you are in that right now. And this is about you getting out of that relationship. Some of you are staying because of financial constraints. But you can walk out. And the minute you do is when blossoming abundance is going to come flying in. But you got to get out of those relationships now. They're toxic and they're killing you. For others of you, this is you. This is, you're deceiving yourself with that monkey mind that goes round and round and round and keeps you paralyzed. Paralyzed in fear, overthinking, overanalyzing, keeps you stuck. You can't act. 1 minute you think you've got it, and all of a sudden the next day you've shifted. And a lot of us as sensitives, and I know many of you are, we have a tendency to do that. We can find ourselves in indecision a lot. And it's hard, I understand. You want to weigh all the options. You want to make sure that you aren't going to make a mistake. But it has never served you to do that in the past. All it does is keep you in a state of paralysis. And it's not like life doesn't continue to move on. Spirit forces you to act. If you don't act, it's going to cause things around you to crumble. It's going to move anyway. So you may as well take your power. You have a life that I don't think a lot of you really understand the beauty that's about to come your way. If you could allow yourself to break free from this bondage, the beauty that's about to come your way, the freedom, the emotional healing, the sense of just this openness that you've never had before. This freedom from being a slave to anything, being held back by anything, being held down by anything. That those chains are going to break. Those mental chains that have stopped you from being able to manifest the things that you've been continually trying to manifest and trying so hard at it. But you see, it's not about how hard you work for it. In fact, the harder you work, it's like the more it pushes itself from you, because you're not in that state. You're not in that spirit of flow, right? You're not opening up to the acceptance of it, right? It's being closed off because of fear, because of trying too hard, because of overthinking it, not staying focused, making the decision, seeing where you're going ahead, and then making that march toward what it is you need to do or what it is you want. It's keeping you stuck where you're tied up, right? It's like it's got your arms, it's got your legs, it's got everything, but it's self-imposed. Don't deceive yourself. What is around you is a deception. You have pierced through that veil, because it's beyond that veil that the truth of things are there. See, look, if only she were to look up, she would see the light. But she's hiding her face in her hands. She's hiding because she's so scared. But there's nothing to fear. She would just open her heart and remember that spirit is there. Blossoming abundance. It's there. And this abundance is whatever it is that you see as abundance. Whether this is a relationship you're dealing with, a relationship with yourself, or if this is something you're trying to build. I know a lot of you, I've met lots of you who are trying to build something beautiful in your life, something inspiring, and you've had a hell of a time doing it because of the outside factors that you've had to deal with and the responsibilities. But it's about setting firm boundaries. It's about not allowing those to take advantage of you. It's about learning to say no. It's about being assertive and taking what's rightfully yours. It's about standing up, knowing who you are, knowing that you can walk tall, walk proud, walk poised in the fantastic beauty of you, and not apologize for it. Unapologetically going for what it is you want. It's right there. It's right there. Spirit says it's right there. But we can't let the fear get the better of us. The minute we even leave a little room for fear, it's enough for that sucker to come flying right in. Right in. Because it's the door to personal healing and happiness. Opening up. Allowing that love in. That joy. This applies to anything, you guys. Because we're all facing the same energy. It's just manifesting itself in different ways in our lives. Either through a person or a situation or within you. Because I know a lot of you are working on your self-love. A lot of you have gotten your own personal coaches and have been working alongside those that have been through the process or have been through these spiritual awakenings. Because a lot of you are going through dark nights of the soul, and I understand. Been there probably way too many times. But it's only because I went through them that I'm standing here now as a person that can even offer the little bit of spiritual advice that I have, the wisdom that I've been delving into ever so long. I have been through some hell and back. Oh my God. Oh, isn't that funny? Boundaries. Let's see what the wisdom of Avalon has to say. Or where we're at, Spirit. What can you tell us? Ooh, okay. I love Spirit. Saying, let the shit go. Let it down. Put it down. Let the fears go. The hang-ups go. Allow yourself to be open. The minute you do that and you just say, to hell with it, and you get into a place where you're just kind of moving through your life, your days intuitively, everything works. But the second you start to worry about stuff and is it right, is it perfect, da 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 da, it starts to push itself away. Let all the stuff down. Let those burdens down, for God's sake. For your sake, put it down. It's going to kill you. It's going to take you out. It's going to become too much. Spirit has far too much planned for you. There's so much planned for you. If only you could see, if you had an inkling of what was coming for you, you wouldn't hold on to this shit. The thing that you've been praying for so badly is right there. But you won't be able to see it unless you put this stuff down. The old stuff has to go because it doesn't apply anymore. This is a new day, and it's a new dawn, and it's a whole new cycle. Just waiting for you to start planting those seeds for it. And you're not going to be able to know what the future looks like. You're going to have to accept that we don't know what it's going to turn out to be. We don't know what the conclusion is going to be. That's for spirit to take care of. They want you to worry about action, taking the action and being open. The minute you close it up, sweetheart, is the minute you shut the door on your own life, on your own heart. Don't be deceived, my love. It says Satan goes around look like a roaring lion, seeking for those that he can devour. And he will lie to you. Those whispers, those lies. It's that deception. Do not let it in, not through any individual or yourself. I don't care where it's coming from. Let it down. Sorry about that, darling. Okay? Because this is what is on its way. This is what's coming to you. And it's enlightenment and the love that you have to bring and to give. And right now, I don't think people are really letting it sink in. Just the profound changes that are coming, and why this is so important that people understand the depth, why opening up to this love, why it's so important. It sounds cheesy. It sounds cliche. It's not. It's not. It's an energy that the earth is dying for. It's crying out for. And there's only few of us that even have the courage to love. Loving isn't easy. It's so much easier to hate. It's so much easier to give up. It's so much easier to lie to ourselves and hide and not make those moves toward our dreams. We were built for our dreams. Our dreams, those visions, those are our purposes. They're encoded in our very DNA. That's why we have them. They don't just come from nowhere. They come from spirit. It's trying to activate that. It's trying to activate that which is written inside of you. And right now, in the times that we're in, the energies that the planet is facing right now, today, it's trying to light those codes up. It's trying to activate that purpose that's inside of you, that vision. But you have to let the shit go. You have to let that old life go, because the old stuff that was happening before is not going to apply to what's happening now and forward. It's not. This is a new time. This is a new day and a new age. It's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. But it's what you want, and it's what's going to bring you the things your heart is longing for. The spirit can't give you what it is you've been asking for if you aren't open to it. You know, because it's not going to fall on our laps. Nothing ever worth having is easy. And on top of that, we have to have great patience. Great things come to those who wait, right? And what's more is, Spirit's not allowing us to see the next step. And they're doing it that way so that we make the baby moves toward that thing it is that we're after. That girl or that guy. That life. That dream. That business, whatever it is. And it's going to be us. It's going to be a testament. We're going to be examples of what it looks like when you have the courage. You have the absolute courage and trust in yourself. Faith as a mustard seed. Ask and you shall receive. You know, you can move mountains with just a little bit. You let it go, then what? Luck, industriousness, and sweet victory. This is what's funny, because this bee, a couple of other readers said that the symbolism of the bee was going to be important. So that makes it even more funny to me to see this. But 3 times in the past week, no, past 10 days or so, that I've been out on my travels. I live in Seattle, so I was taking the A line. And in this one particular instance, this bee would not leave me alone. And I was afraid he was getting too close. Okay. And I didn't want to hurt him because he was beautiful. I didn't want to hurt him, but he landed on me and I watched him walk around and he wouldn't get off. I tried to move. He wouldn't get off. I tried to do everything. He wouldn't get off. And the same thing happened to me 2 other times. Well, it was the night before last, and I had just listened to another intuitive. I've forgotten her name right now. I don't think it was Jane International. I'll remember. But my husband, he came home, and he does concrete for a living, so he's outside a lot. And he had taken some pictures, and he wanted to show them to me, so I was super excited. And this is the same day I had taken videos of all these dragonflies. And I was super excited because the same thing kind of happened, same similar thing happened. He comes home with these pictures of this bee on these beautiful yellow flowers. Some were yellow, some flowers. The others, I'm not sure. They weren't tulips, but they had sort of like the leaves were sort of like that. And in one picture that he had taken looked nearly identical to this one here. Identical. Now, in this right now, it doesn't necessarily look like he's sitting on a yellow flower, but he is. I swear to God, it was the craziest thing I had ever experienced. The synchronicities are happening more and more and more. Spirit is making it clear how active it is in our lives right now. If you are able to let that stuff go and be open, walk out the garden gates, drop the baggage, you have amazing luck. Only the kind that only spirit can put together. It's not anything that you can do. So there's no way you can control the incidents in your life to make it the way you would hope for things to turn out. Because your life is in the hands of spirit. So when I saw that synchronicity was so insane that if I wasn't a believer before that, I was afterward. And a similar thing happened with the dragonflies. I had never seen so many dragonflies in my life. But it was a testament that spirit is active and in our lives. And it wants you to open up and get that thing that you've been praying for, you've been working hard towards, and you're here now. This is it. This is it. This is a new time and a new day. So you have to let that old stuff go. It doesn't apply anymore. It doesn't apply. See, we're being called. There's a lot of us being called for a purpose that not even you understand. But the reason you are so attracted to this idea or attracted to this dream or attracted to this person is for a purpose that is so big, it plays a major role on a collective that you for a future that you can't understand just yet, and it couldn't be explained to you. Your only choice is to take the baby steps toward your peace on this greater scale of things. There's a reason and a purpose behind the person you're in love with that loves you back, that the bringing in, the joining together of it. It could be that the two of you produce a child that becomes something great, or begins a family lineage of people that changes the world, for instance. That dream, that desire that you have had for so long to build that, let's say, educational institute, or to share a beautiful message, or advocate for a group of people or an idea. You have that dream inside of you, and it was written for a reason. Don't shy away from it, because this is the time. All of us, the young, old, male, female, black, white, Asian, doesn't matter. We're dreaming dreams. We're having visions. We're prophesying. These things are happening for a reason. A great revealing is happening. The earth is changing. We're needed. You have a purpose in this life. Listen. Open your intuition. And if you don't know, practice. Find a group. Find a group of other people that are learning to develop their intuitions, develop their heart space. You have a very important place in the history of where we're at right now in culture. It doesn't matter how small you think your piece is. You have a dream that is written inside of you that is now being lit up. This is the red light. This is the divine timing that they have been talking about for so long. It begins now. Begins. Let's see what else we've got. Bottom of the deck is healing. Knowledge. It is knowledge, right? Many of us are being asked, some people are being asked to look into various Tibetan books. Others were being asked to look at the Egyptian Book of the Dead, and others were asked to delve into certain physics, like quantum physics and metaphysics, because it's deepening our understanding and our nature. We have a great purpose on this planet. That call you feel, answer it. Answer it. Okay, let's go into here. Already at the bottom of the deck, I see destiny. It's going to be, we're going to need great strength through all of this, because it's not easy. But that's what we've been talking about for a while now. It's having that courage to make those moves, to take those steps, letting the stuff go, moving toward that relationship, moving toward that love that you've had in your heart for so long, for an idea, a message that you have to share that you've been afraid to share because you thought you would look like a fool. There's no time for that anymore. No time for it. People need you. People need what you have to bring. It's time to step up and be leaders. Fertility. It's like the abundance, the blossoming abundance. This is like the Empress in the Rider-Waite. And the Empress, she knows what she has to offer because everything she touches grows. Her love is big. She's a mother, a nurturer, a leader. She's the true representation of womanhood and femininity. She is a true representation of love. She is the expression of it. It's time to let that in your life while you also put that out into the world. Reciprocity, the give and take. A lesson that a lot of you need to learn because you've given and given and given, but you have a hard time receiving. You can only receive when your heart is open and you allow, you surrender. She's illuminated. You know, she's got so much. Your intuition is going to strengthen as well. This is a powerful time. The energies that are coming toward us right now are the strongest they've ever been. They're getting higher and faster. The vibrations are going really fast. This is why Spirit's asking us right now, so many of us, to change the way we're taking care of our bodies, the amounts of water we drink, make sure it is clean water, to cleanse our energy, Tonight, take your spiritual baths, for instance. Use those Epsom salts, the Himalayan salts with the apple cider vinegar, the lavender, and whatever else you want to put into the tub, which makes it a purple time. Purple. Why did I say that? Perfect time to really meditate on what you're going to do from here on out and how you're going to do it. Redefining you, redefining your life, and leaving that past far and away behind you, because it doesn't apply, not here anymore. If you do and you keep that stuff around, you're going to be stuck with it for another 7 years at least, because we're headed into a 7-year cycle. Hope, faith. It's having hope, loves in all things, believes all things. It's all you can really do. Because we can't control tomorrow, but you can make those changes today. Hope is alive and well in your heart. With the strength, moving forward, you can birth anything. But you have to let that stuff go. We have great, great hope that what it is you want to attain wants you back. It wants you back. No more suffering in silence. No more. Keep hope in your heart. The suffering in silence is going to end. You see the sun? And she's come through a very long, hard, rugged journey. It's beat her the hell up. And she's finally got to stop and take a rest for a second. Because she's got some more to go there, look. But she can see the glimpse. She can see it. There's no need to suffer in silence because a new day is dawning. The pain doesn't need to come with you. All the pain can be left at the door. The frustration and the fears can be left. Hope is alive. You gotta let go. Have the strength, power. This is like the strength card in Rider-Waite. This is a deep, powerful inner strength that you carry within you. You have the power. You can grow anything in your life. You can envision whatever it is, manifest whatever it is that you desire. You just have a little ways to go. You can see the sun is right in front of you. That's your hope. Step by step by step. There's nothing to fear. It's the first card that came out was fears. So many people are feeling fearful. They're so scared. Once that happens, what happens? Accelerated motion. Things begin to start popping off because of the actions you took. Because you didn't take that fear with you. You set it down and you let it go. And you're going to. You're going to. You're going to get a lot of downloads. A lot of downloads are coming. A lot of realizations. This again is confirmation. The universe is just like the world. What we saw in the energy deck. In here. If you remember. The abundance right here. The world. This is what is yours. This is what you're facing. It's all yours. Blossoming abundance. But you have to walk out of those gates. Drop those fears. Take that journey. Do you recognize what that journey is? And you can go in any direction, any which way. Look, it's lit up for you. But you only have one step in front of you lit up. Like I said, they're not going to let you see much further than that ahead. They want you to have the faith, have hope. You're going to get that realization very soon. The universe is yours. And I'm seeing threes a lot, okay? I'm seeing threes, and I saw a couple of eights. So you're going to be seeing 88. There's going to be references to, which is like the universe, right? Because, look, oh, wow, 3 8s, I'm going to say, because we have 17, which is an 8, 8, 8, and then 33. We have 3 in the universe. And then with the Empress, we have 3. So don't be surprised when you get those synchronicities of 33 and 88, or 888 and 333. And we have 9, which is endings. 3 times 3. But that journey forward is telling you the universe is yours, and they're doubling up on that. You just have to take the action and not allow this to be your reality. Look up. Let's change these. You've got this journey to go on. Like I said, don't be deceived just because you can't see past the step in front of you. See how the light is only lit up in front of her. You're only going to be able to see one step at a time, so don't get deceived. The world is yours. You got to get out of your comfort zone. And that's in any scenario. We're all working with the same energy here, with the same spirit that's pushing us forward. But it's only for those of us that are paying attention. They're paying heed to the spiritual message. It's only those of us that are going to walk that little freaking narrow path. Okay, let's get some more from, get one more here from this deck. Spirit, what more do you have to tell us about this journey that you're taking us on? Another 8. And what they're saying here, you're going from a time where you may have experienced emotional withdrawal from someone, or you may have withdrawn your own emotions from a situation, maybe because it was too painful, fear, whatever the case. You know, you've got memories of love, you got love on the mind. For some of you, this love has been around a long time. Past loves coming into the picture, being reignited, rekindled. Others of you, this is marriages. For others of you, this is old friendships. And then, of course, the few of you those that have brand new loves that have come in. Which is really, really doing a number on you spiritually. That's for sure. Oops. Spirit, what more can you tell us about what to expect in the next couple of weeks? As we enter the Leo new moon season. Okay. Ooh. For some of you, this is definitely about what's going on at home. Family. Beginning a home with somebody. Dealing with somebody at home who's been emotionally avoidant. Hard to communicate with. There is some hope yet. Have hope, but always carry love in your heart. Do not give in to hostilities. You have changes that are both material and spiritual coming. And materially, that can be anything for you that you consider abundance, prosperous, whatever that is for you. You have to have patience. Again, it's a waiting game because it needs time to grow. Fertility, we're just now dropping the seeds. Things are fertile. They're ripe. It's divine timing. It's the time to plant the seeds and watch them grow. This is what it's going to look like as you look over your kingdom, so to speak. That could be just you standing back and looking at the one that you love and being in awe that they are there. It could be you standing back at a year from now and looking at that thing that you built with your own mind, with your own hands. and happy that you took that opportunity a year prior, when things were fertile, things were ripe, and divine time came along, and you planted those seeds with full trust, because you were only given what was in front of you. You weren't able to see the bigger picture. That's faith. That's real faith. Right now, after that, it's a waiting game, which is even more faith. So it's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of time. But you can be rest assured that this is what it's going to look like. I'm going to get one last one from this deck. It's going to be really important for those of you in the next few weeks to, and I touched on this quite a bit at the beginning, because most of you, those of you that are that I attract, are like myself. You guys tend to be sensitives. And it's going to be very important that you spend your time outside over the course of the next couple of weeks. It's going to be warm. The weather is going to be great. Go out for those evening cooler walks, because that is when you're going to get those zones of those beautiful moments of genius, those moments of brilliance, when intuitive messages of spirit is going to strike. Utilize those times. Keep a journal with you. If you don't keep a journal, then, take a recorder, however you want to do it. You're going to want to. It's going to be all very important that you do that. You're going to need it, because the next couple of weeks is going to be crazy. It's going to be hard on some of you emotionally, because the changes are really big that are coming. It's going to be very hard on you emotionally. And so some of you, it's going to feel like you're alone. Spirit wants you to know you're never alone. It's going to feel for some of you like you're being punished for some reason. You're not alone. You're not alone. They want you to rest and rejuvenate, because after this new moon cycle, things are going to pick up really, really fast. And it's going to be a lot on you emotionally as well. Take the time to spend as much as you can in nature. That's where you're able to receive the best, and you're going to be able to recycle that energy. You're going to be able to clear your mind. It's going to enhance the way you feel in ways that you may not appreciate right at the moment. Hold on. Here. Let's grab another from Goddess of the Moon. It's purity. Again. Yeah. So I thought. Self-realization. You realize just for the very first time, probably if ever in your life, just what it is you really want. This is how a lot of relationships are going to end. This is how a lot of beginnings are going to start. And it's going to take you by surprise. You're going to surprise yourself. For some of you, it's going to come like a ton of bricks. It's going to be a shocker. And for others, it's been in the process for a while. But try to do a little bit of detoxing for your body and spirit. Okay? Let's see. Which is what this was all about. Resting, rejuvenating, taking care of your heart and mind, getting ready because things are going to pick up. They're really going to pick up. Okay. Let go. Let go of all the shit. Remember, the bee said it's all that work is coming, industriousness, luck. Luck in love, luck in work, partnerships, and alliances. That's the third time. That's the third time in the third deck. Movement. Movement. Wheel of Fortune. The world. Oh my God. Don't you just love spirit? Don't you just love it? 3 decks, the world, and the Wheel of Fortune. Oh God. I just love it. Let's see what the oops. Mixed it up wrong. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Spirit, what can we expect moving forward? During this cycle of the Leo new moon. Once again, let it go. They're saying, what do you need to release? If you want that prosperity, okay? And that's what this purity is about. And the self-realization is about the same thing. It's about letting go, releasing that abundance, that luck that you're hoping that's coming and that you're hoping to build for yourself. You know, that universe, right? The world that is yours, it's on its way. There's things that you have to let go, that you have to drop, right? Let it go, they say. This is about detoxing, purifying your life, purifying your mind, getting rid of the toxic people. Self-realization, realizing the toxic mess that you might be carrying up here. So they're asking you, what do you need to release? And that's a big question that you've got to ask yourself during this cycle, this Leo new moon cycle. What do you need to be rid of? What is in your way? And you got to be honest. You've got to be honest. There's an inner knowing. It's telling you, what do you need to release? And this is the 4th time this message has come up for us. Over and over. And we've seen, 3 or 4 times in different decks, the World card. In different variations, we keep seeing the abundance that's coming. But what is it that we are holding on to that we're so afraid of losing? Why are we caged up? What do you have to let go? Let's get another one. Can you expand on this, Spirit, or give us some more? What more must we consider or do? What advice do we need during this time of Leo, new moon? Okay. The end of a very tough cycle ends. It's approaching. Full moon in Capricorn. My bet is that the energy of it began at that full moon. Something is making its way out of your life. What is it? What do you need to release? Because it's going to be you that does it, right? And like I said, before this card popped up, I was saying, it's going to be something that hits you. It's going to probably surprise you. What is it? What is it that's in your way? What do you need to release to make the end of a tough cycle occur? Where you've been suffering in silence, where you've been hurt. And it's been the longest, feeling like it's been the longest, toughest journey of your life. All these years. Where are you going to go from here? Do you have the courage? Or are you going to hide, like in the fear card, right? Like this. And not look up at the blessing that's right there. Right above your head. I want to, and at the bottom of the deck, confidence is the key to your success. And not surprising, new moon and Leo card. Don't you love spirit? Of course you need confidence, because you have to step up and you have to go out those palace gates, that comfort zone. You have to let go of that fear and rise to the occasion. In whatever area that is for you, it doesn't matter. We're all facing the same energies. We're all facing the same theme. It's about taking leadership in our own lives. It's about stepping up and moving forward. We're all experiencing the exact same energy, and we're going through the exact same lessons. So it doesn't matter. You can fit this into anything. Okay, this could be about a relationship that you're dealing with right now. This could be about that business that you're putting together, or that project, or this big move that you've made. It doesn't matter, or that you need to make. Now, funny that at the bottom of the deck, we have the new moon and Leo card. If you want to find success, in that thing that's happening for you right now, or you want to break the cycle of that suffering, all that you've been doing, then you have to have confidence, because that's the key. You're going to have to display those Leo qualities. Earlier, I pulled out the power or the card of power, which is the card of strength in the Rider-Waite. And then it's the face of the man, and the other half is the lion. You're going to need courage, power, a sense of pride. You have to be open. Your hearts need to be open. Think about Leo and how they are. Loyalty as well. It can be done, and you can do it, and you will. You will. I want to read, I want to pull from the Mermaid's Oracle deck for you guys and read from it, because it's going to have a message in there for you that Spirit wants you to hear. Let me go get that right now. These are powerful messages that are in there. Step away for 1 second. Say hello to my kitty. See my big fat white kitty. Okay. I'm going to read from here. All right. India's, lay down. Wait. I think she wants to go pee-pee. Right. India and Avia. All right. If you guys have enjoyed this, and I know there's been a lot of you in and out of here, please subscribe, like, and as you know, I'm open for the donations. I'm raising money to build my academy and to go out to my grandmother, she's 94, and help her write her last story. She's in Honduras right now. That's where my mother's family's from. Not where it's crazy, I guess, but they're in Ceiba and Rattan, which is the second largest barrier reef in the world. So you popped out 2. I'm going to read them both, I guess. Ready for Sunset and the Nautilus Angel. This is the 3rd card or so that I have seen in which the Fibonacci sequence was represented. There's something to that, and I've forgotten her name. I think her name is Chandler Christine. She's a reader. And it was about a week ago, she also, in one of the cards, I think it was the Sacred Geometry cards, if I'm correct, displayed the Fibonacci, and she was talking about that, which I thought was interesting, because it was about a month ago in one of my videos. I brought it up, and there it is again, and it was in the emotional loss card that we pulled up earlier. There's something to this, something about the pattern of the Fibonacci sequence that's being played out in all of our lives right now, because we're all going through something very similar here. The themes are very, very similar. The energies are very powerful, and it's dragging us into these realizations that, and these moments of our lives that are very, very eerily similar. I thought I mentioned that, seeing this card here. And in this one, look at the raging waters. She's in deep waters. But look, even as she's in the waters, she's able to get this light, this healing light from it. I'm going to read from it. Reaching for sunset. Number 12. And Nautilus Angel. Number 2. Okay. Number 12. Well, there's Nautilus Angel. I'll read her first. Let me be your angel. I'll watch over you. With all the loving tenderness you gave to help me through. Let me hold your head up. I will guide your way, the way you led me through the maze when my steps went astray. A delicate angel with the brown feathered wings lovingly embraces the shell of a nautilus. Though her eyes are wide with concern, the protective cradle of her arms suggests a true sense of guardianship and care. Here's the divination message. Be prepared to accept help from others. Right now, you have a lot on your plate, and it's getting difficult to tackle it all on your own. Striving to be independent is admirable. But we're all social beings, and at times we must rely on each other in order to thrive. Maybe you think asking for help is a sign of weakness, or you're afraid of being a burden. Just remember all the times that you have given help and advice, and recognize that your loved ones will welcome opportunity and reciprocate. By allowing others to support you, physically or emotionally, you are contributing to a beautiful cycle of giving and receiving, and allowing someone else the chance to experience how rewarding it is to do something nice for another. The antithesis is to assert your independence. You have a lot of people who love and care for you, but lately you've been relying too heavily on their generous efforts, their support. You have the means to take care of your own needs, but it's time that you make use of your capabilities and become responsible and the independent person that you're destined to be. And in fact, I know there's a lot of you younger ones who are going through a lot at home. And I know you've been fighting with this as well. Don't be afraid, because you have beauty is coming your way. But isn't this card so beautiful? Not to fear. If you, and it's like I was saying earlier about give and take and the lesson of reciprocity. If you're giving things out and you're doing things for others and you're providing things for others, your family, the relationship you're in, the job you're at, and you're over giving, but you're never receiving, the universe can't step in and do anything for you. You're not going to be able to manifest the things that you would hope for because you're not open to receiving. You have to surrender. You have to not be afraid to ask. Ask and you shall receive. Right? That's the universe's way of stepping in and giving you what you need, what you've asked for. So you need to be able to not be afraid, not be shy, and not think that there's something wrong with asking for help when you need it. Okay? I know it's something that I've always had a problem with, and it's because it's true. I don't want to be a burden on others, and that's I'm being eldest of 8 children, and from the family that we come from. I always found it hard because I was independent, and I didn't want to look like I couldn't do for myself. But I've put myself in bad positions because I was afraid to ask for the help. and open up and uh, put myself in a place that I thought was shameful. But there is no shame in it. We're not super beings, and we all need help from time to time. So if you don't ask, you can't receive. If you don't knock, the door won't open. And if you don't seek, you won't find. And as for this card, let's read the wisdom from this. That was beautiful. So it's reading for the sunset, number 12. I say reading, reaching for the sunset. Dusky amber eventide, nightfall creeping ever near. Through my lake, crepuscular light, that's an interesting word. Let me know the sunset's here. Oh, how I embrace the gloomy, knowing that the end is nigh. May there come a brighter morning, and I shall greet it by and by. A mermaid surrounded by colorful tropical fish. She reaches through the water toward the bright rays of sun emitted from the evening sunset. While the sunset takes place in all its glory, well above the mermaid's undersea realm, she is determined to pull it all the nearer. Here's the divination message. The journey's end. You are approaching the last legs of a long and tiring journey. See, this is the end of the cycle. So we kept talking about. One that cannot end soon enough to suit you. You're definitely ready for some closure. Fear not. This difficult situation has drawn on for so long, there really is an end in sight. Once the dust has cleared, take some time to reflect on what you have been through and make peace with your struggles before starting something else. Remember that when one door closes, another opens, and you're definitely poised for a promising new beginning. Reach for that sunset and embrace the forthcoming dawn of a new day. And this is a perfect overall message to end this with. It combines everything in the entire reading. This, in one fell swoop, just said what Spirit really wants you to know, what they want you to take from it. Isn't that incredible? Now, here's the antithesis. Let it go. Oh my God. We kept getting variations of let it go, put down the fear, all that stuff, right? It says you've been clinging too hard to someone or something, but what you once had is gone. All that is left is a shadow that cannot and should not last. Let it go gracefully. This loss is inevitable, and until you accept it, you cannot move on to life's next great adventure. So, as the cards was saying, let it go. Right? Let it go. And what did we have the other cards say we were looking at? I think I might have put it back. It said, what do you need to release? What do you need to put down? So those are the themes. This card just wrapped it up so beautifully. So beautifully. It's a journey's end. We've come to an end. And a lot of times, it's hard to end things. It is. you know, a lot of us don't like to end things because there's so many great memories, and it tugs at our hearts. But if we're unable to let things go, then we can never make room for the new beautiful things that are just dying to come in. And until we take that leap of faith, right? We step out those palace gates, get out of our comfort zone, right? We journey forward for our blossoming abundance, open our hearts. Remember, don't deceive yourself about these things. Oops. That was our other deception card because they want you to step out. You're thinking about it. You're dreaming about it. You know you have to. The world is yours. How many times did we see the world card? We saw it in every deck. In every deck. What more do you need? And then to get that mermaid card, and for it just beautifully just summed it all up. This is the end. It's time to let it go. It's a new cycle. We've got exciting things to achieve. We have our cornucopia coming. New abundance, new life. Just to be willing to move on, let it go. So gorgeous. So I'm so happy that you guys spent your time with me. I hope you were able to take the wisdom that you needed from that, and that you have something to think about. I'm surprised nobody asked for their reading. They must have been so into what I was doing already. But that's how I started it. That's so beautiful. Our abundance is here. It's here. It just matters. It depends on whether you're ready to let it go. And if you can see it, reach it, take it. It's here. Yeah, I'm surprised nobody has said anything. There's a lot of people came and listened. I hope I was able to provide some kind of wisdom there. But I thought maybe I would start seeing some questions. But that's all good. I think that was beautiful. I had something to take from it as well. I didn't put a link to the contract. I have a contract that when I do the series, the Under the Metaphysical Moon, every new and full moon, we have a contract. That contract is to ourselves. It's a pact and promise. The pact and promise contract to either you put 5, 10 things that you're going to release, or 5 things that you're going to start, or you can do all 10 of each. But either way, they're things that you are working on manifesting in your life over that 2 weeks, right? So then at the full moon, we meet up again and see, okay, well, did you plant those seeds? And are any of them starting to sprout right around the full moon? And if you didn't, where did you go wrong? Or what came around in your life? How can we find alternatives? How can we manifest these things? And we discuss our blessings and the things that we're grateful for. Because it always begins with gratitude. It really does, as simple as that sounds, as simplistic as that is. And I think what we're ultimately trying to achieve here is emotional fulfillment. It's emotional fulfillment. And I don't think we're going to be at ease. We're not going to find it until we're able to uh, reveal to ourselves what that purpose is that is ours, that's been written in us. Like I said, that's why you have those visions. That's why you have those dreams. They were built in you. And now it's activated. This is the time. Millions of people are being called to act in different ways, from the simplest of ways to the biggest of ways. The Spirit is urging you, urging you. This is the time. This is the divine time that they've been saying for all this, forever, it seems like. This is it. But if you don't open your heart, you can't receive it. If you don't make the moves and take the steps, you're not going to get it. But Spirit promises this time right now, if you just take one step toward that vision of yours, one step toward that love of yours, they're going to make 5 steps towards you. That your abundance is just going to be coming in quick. However you see it, whatever abundance means to you, whatever success means to you, whatever that purpose is that you have for yourself, it's going to come in so fast. You're going to be surprising. You're probably going to kick yourself in the ass for not having done something sooner. Like, that's all I had to do. But they're not going to show you past that step. You have to have hope and faith in yourself. You have to have a strong belief, strength. For some of us, we have to have and display a lot of patience. Like I said, patience is a virtue, and it comes to a lot of great things come to those who wait. And it's one of those things that a lot of us as Americans have a hard time doing. Most people, they want things and they want it now, and they want it yesterday. We get information like that. But there's a lot of growth that happens, a lot of emotional maturity and spiritual intelligence develops by displaying patience, by working with the wisdom of patience. So, I love you all. I'll probably be back. Oh, wow, it's 10:25. Where did the time go? Oh, I've already been on a little over 2 hours, I guess. So I had fun. I loved tonight's reading. I think despite the insanity around the world, I think people like us are beacons of light. I think you can be a beacon of light. I know you can be a beacon of light. Whether that be in your own little way for your family, or if you step out into the world scene. But either way, we all want to live moment to moment, in the moment, displaying joy, long-suffering, kindness, fruitage of the Spirit, sacred simplicity. And I think that's what we're coming to understand, what is really important in our lives. We're going to redefine what that means, what that looks like, and add meaning to our lives. Redefine what success is, what work looks like, what is true, real work. look like? You don't want to be one person, one for 8 hours a day and come home and be somebody else. But you want to incorporate that, and you want to do something that has meaning, that has value, that builds you, it builds others. And we're beginning to understand this right now. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And we're building families, little tribes and communities. We're a lot of us are becoming founders of little academies and other organizations that are bringing people up, that are really inspiring people to act. And it's so amazing, so inspiring to watch. You know, like there's a beautiful life that's coming for every one of us, each and every one of us. But as you heard, the theme all throughout this was let the old stuff go. It's time to move forward. And if that means that some of you are ending marriages, and that is hard as shit, because a lot of you have been with that person for years. Some of it just be a relationship you've been with a handful of years as well, and it's still just as hard. Whatever the situation is, it's not easy, but what's coming is so big. Listen to spirit. Listen to that voice of your heart. Follow that guidance. Walk that narrow path. I know it's hard. It's not easy. A lot of people think you're nuts. And the truth is they're nuts. Because if they did, they would have the peace and the love and the joy in their life. They would have the meaning in their life. They would be having the quality of work in their life that they have been searching for. They would find the healing, the deep inner healing that we're finding by doing all the inner work, all the soul work that we've been working on, all throughout this spiritual journey, transformation after transformation after transformation, feeling like it's never ending. As soon as you work on one thing, there's the next and the next and the next and the next. And it's like, oh my God, is it gonna end? When do I stop working on myself? At some points it feels like it's like self-indulgent. Oh, that's why you've got to balance out with being in service for others, so you're not always in your own space. But you do want to work on your self-worth and your self-love, and that's an everyday practice. That's an everyday ritual. That's an everyday thing. And right now, more than ever, you really need to do it, because you're being asked to let things go that you've had in your life, you've held on to for years, and they become a part of you and a part of your story. Well, it's no longer a part of your story now. A new story needs to be written. A new story needs to be told. That's where you're at right now. It's time to act with confidence. It's a new world. It's a new life. We're working with new energies now. New time. It's time to bring out the best of you. Let the world see what you have to offer in any way that is. Take the baby steps. Take the baby steps. And with that, my loves, I love you. And I want to thank you for spending your time with me at the Sacred Ravens Tarot Vision. I'll be back tomorrow. I haven't decided what time. Probably, it might be on pretty early in the morning, because I've got a lot of things to do. I'm going to go into town in Seattle and pick up some sage. Ran out of my sage. Got to have that. And so it looks like, I guess nobody wanted a reading tonight, which is fine. I'll be back on, and I'll let you guys know if you're signed up. I didn't put the address in. You could sign up for the newsletter, and that way you'll know when I come on, when I do the free mini readings, or when I do them like I did, like tonight or last night. I'll take readings and discount them like all the way down, where a $30 reading is a donation for like $2 or something, because a lot of people can't afford them. They don't get an opportunity to. That's their time. And then it also gives me the ability to get to know everybody and speak to them one-on-one. And I get to know who my subscriber base are, who is the people that I talk to all the time. Who are these faces? I want to know. And it's really cool, and I love it. So I'm going to put the address in here if you want to subscribe and know when I come on to do those readings. It's at subscribepage.com, the Sacred Raven / the Sacred Raven.coach. So I put that address in there. Go. And if you want to buy me a cup of coffee for tonight's reading, that address is above it. And yeah. Ooh, it's 222. 222. Oh my God. That's what that number's been following me around like insanity. I can't believe that. I had to say that because I look up and there it is. Bam. Again. Oh my God. It's awesome. Okay. I love you guys. See you soon.